Oh, he did? Oh. Anyway, we're back live. Okay. Couple things that I want to discuss, and then I'll tell you exactly the plan for today. First and foremost, due the other day was your affine cipher major. Didn't get everyone turning that in yet. Just saying. Now, that was due the other day. I am going to be today, and I'll kind of walk you through this a little bit. We're going to be wrapping up the Enigma project. Yes. Now, the Enigma project, there is one more code that you have to break. Fairly straightforward. And then you've broken Enigma, yes. But then it's similar to what you did before, where you have to identify the enigmatic character and then do a little write-up on them. I'm pretty sure you guys have the enigmatic character this time around. Definitely. Exactly. But it's going to be very similar to what phase 1 was. It's just, the wrap up. All the directions are going to be in there, but I'm going to be posting that at some point today. Now, just for the sake of argument, I'm not going to make that phase 2 assessment due until Wednesday of next week. Okay? Wednesday of next week. I want to make sure you have plenty of time. Yes, you do have the weekend, but then you have a little extra time at the beginning of the week if you didn't do it over the weekend. So just for the sake of argument. And, Wednesday obviously is a half day, and then you got a 5-day weekend. It's like a mini spring break almost, but it's, I know, right? It is like a mini spring break. The November break. You had a November break. I know. Yeah. Okay. Furthermore, in terms of final exams, I just want to make sure I give you the reminder for final exams. I'll move my camera over so people can see the calendar a little bit more. There we go. But in terms of final exams, your final exam will take place on Tuesday, June 8th. So you guys are aware and can prepare mentally for that kind of thing. And then when you come in Thursday, June 10th, I'm going to see you that day, but what are we going to do? National treasure. Yeah. Just that's their final? No. Your final will be on Tuesday, June 8th. But what are we going to do on Thursday, June 10th? I don't know. Maybe we'll knock out National Treasure. Now, finals week, here's the thing about finals week. Yes, I'm talking about senior finals. Yes. Here's the thing about actual final exam week. Let me take a quick peek at my roster real quick. Taking a quick peek at my roster, Jacob, Josh, Logan, Shirley are my juniors. So, okay. But being that you guys are my juniors, here's going to be the thing. Here it is. Monday, June 14th, which is technically the 2B actual final exam, clearly seniors are excused, but for the juniors, I am still going to be taking a regular attendance. Okay, just so you guys are aware. Yeah, I'll allow that. Cool. The 18th. All right. I don't know. So if you're coming in, obviously, I'm not going to be teaching anything. We're not going to be doing anything. I'm just going to make sure I take an appropriate attendance. And I don't know, maybe I'll bring in a Nintendo Switch or something, Yeah. I can plug it up through here. You definitely should, and then we'll all try and beat his records. Right, of course. Yeah. I got Smash. I got 5 controllers, Yeah. I got the four mini Joy-Con things, and I got one wireless one. No, so then I have 6. I have 6 because then I have another controller that's wired. Which. Yeah. No, the seniors are going to be doing senior stuff. So they're not allowed in. So right. So we'll figure that out as the time goes on. So anyway, number 1, I am going to be assigning you that Enigma phase 2 thing, but that won't be due till Wednesday. Number 2, if you didn't turn in that major, you got to get the major into me. Get that stuff done. Number 3, your exam will be on Tuesday, June 8th, which means after the 5-day weekend, we're going to be reviewing. Okay. After today, there is just one basic thing that I do want to teach that does use mod 26. It's a different type of cipher, but I'm going to be saving that for Monday, the 24th. It's actually called the Hill cipher. And it's going to be the last major piece of cryptology that I'm going to be showing you this year. No, you'll see. It's actually a very basic thing. It's not really super intense. It uses matrices, but you're going to be using the calculators on your Chromebooks for that. So we'll deal with that when the time comes. Oh, what's this? Sky's got stuff to say. Oh, I'm sorry, Sky. She says, ew, I'm a whole senior. Mr. Markey, I'm having a crisis because I'm a whole senior. I truly can't believe this. I'm sorry. That's true. At least you're not a freshman. Yes, that's true. And then, well, next year, won't the seniors next year be freshmen? Oh, yeah. Well, no. That's true. That's true. Okay. As for today, I have a challenge. I have a challenge for you. The challenge is going to involve the Chromebooks, going to involve Excel or Google Sheets or what have you, but I'm going to be sending you this challenge. Now, you can call it, now I've heard Liston call it the Vigenere or Vigenere or something like that, like Vigenere. I've been calling it Vigenere. Yeah, exactly, you know. But I do have a bit of a challenge that I'm going to send you. Now, this challenge, we will partially be working on this challenge together, and we will be partially working on this challenge separately. And I want to see how we actually do with this thing. Let me close all of that. And there's that challenge that I want to share with you. So let me put it into your Google Classroom. Here is the challenge for today. Add from the Google Drive. There it is. Post. Now, I'm giving it to you in Google Doc form. I'm giving it to you in Google Doc form because I want you to be able to highlight and copy and paste if need be. If need be. And I'll actually show you a nice little way of doing that in a moment. Okay? But let's talk about some of these challenges. First of all, challenge number 1. The only clue you have is that the first word of the plain text is also the keyword. We're going to do a little bit of that one together. Number 2, the only clue you have is that the first word of the plain text is the word Titanic. And then number 3, no clues. Good luck. Yeah, so what? No, what were you going to say? Oh, you said sucks. Nice. Excellent. Nice. Josh, what are you doing? We can all see that. So, I wanted to show you something here. Let me actually just create a new Excel spreadsheet real quick. Check this out. I wanted to show you this because this is actually really cool. This may end up coming in handy later on, but watch very carefully what I'm about to do here. Watch very carefully. I'm clicking and highlighting the first cipher text. I'm going to right-click and I'm going to copy it. Now watch what happens when I try to paste this thing into Excel. Look what happens when I try to paste it into Excel.
Oh, that's no good.
Oh, no. But Excel has a little function that can take that code and separate it into columns. Watch this. If you clicked data, there's an option right here that says text to columns.
Is there a reverse function for column text?
Probably. But let me try it this way first. So I have it on fixed. It says preview of selected data, data preview. You see all those lines right there? Next, finish. Boom. Look at that. Now, that's still not good enough because if I were to do this process If I were to do this process, I would need to actually do something like this. Let me show you how long this actually does take, though, okay? Check this out. Oh, hold on, let me undo that. Undo, 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 undo. There we go. Check this out. If I were to click and highlight everything but the first 5 letters, I could drag it there. Click, drag. Click, drag. You know what I'm doing here? I'm moving it. Now, this is possible to do if you know that the keyword is like 5 letters, let's say. Then you could do something like this. If I could actually highlight it properly. And do that text the column thing one more time. It's actually really nice. But now, for number 1, you're not actually going to have to do that. For number 1, you're not actually going to have to do that because we're going to figure out what the keyword is based on the clue that they gave us. If there is, I have not been able to research it yet. I've been able to research a lot of stuff on Excel, but I've been able to separate it like this. But then once I actually get this thing completely separated, I'll be able to split them up letter by letter. I know it can be a little tedious, but, you know, how long did it take for them to crack Enigma? Yeah, took them 2 solid years to crack Enigma. It can take me an extra 30 seconds just to separate these, right? Exactly. So let's think about that first clue for number 1, though. Actually, hold on. Think about it in a minute because I'm almost done with this. I want to show you what it does next because it's kind of cool. Because Excel, again, can do a lot of things. Check this out. I could highlight that column, data, text to columns, fixed with, next, next, finish. Oh, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. It did it yesterday. Let's try it again. Text the column. Oh, I know what I got to do. Next. I got to actually put the things in. Here we go. You see what I'm doing right here? You don't see what I'm adding in?
Letter by letter, like rows.
Yeah, I'm adding in like these little like vertical lines right here, separating them on data preview. You can actually add those lines in, finish, there it is. It's very helpful.
What are you doing? What are you doing now?
Well, I just wanted to be able to separate them for funsies. Yeah, we like funsies. Well, let's go back to this Vigenere cipher worksheet. This is the challenge. This is a big challenge I have for you today. I want to talk you through what is expected of you. Number 1, the only clue you have is the first word of the plain text is also the keyword. What the heck does that mean?
It means the first word of the plain text is also the keyword.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think there's a better way to explain.
There is. There is.
Well, I mean, we can say this even like a double letter.
Well, double letter, I know, but don't focus on the double letter just yet. Focus on the hint that they gave you. What I'm going to say is this. Sorry, I'm reading the comments still. What I'm going to say is that basically, I don't know what the keyword is, but let's just pretend we knew what the keyword was. Make up a keyword. Tiger. Okay, let's just pretend it's tiger. Let's just pretend. Now, it's not tiger. How great would it have been if it was tiger? Hold on. It's not. If it were tiger, then I would now mind you, this is the cipher text right here. On the plain text, whatever that plain text was, I would have the word tiger up above. And if tiger were the key word, tiger would also be the first word of the plain text, according to the hint, correct? So if tiger were also the plain text, that would mean that if we went down to row T on the Vigenere square, then a T would cipher to T. Or I'm sorry, a T would cipher to E, I should say. I apologize. Now, let's actually go to the Vigenere square so I can actually visually show you what the heck I just said. Let's see here. You do have a Vigenere square somewhere, don't you? That's the cipher. Did I ever give you a Vigenere square? On paper. All right, let's see if I can find one here. Vigenere square. I'll find you a good one right here. Images. Will this one work? Yeah, this one will work. Open up in a new tab. That's downloads. How do I download it? Here we go. Save image. Upload to drive. Let's upload this sucker. Add from the file. Browse. Where's my desktop? Upload to drive. There's the table. Here we go. Here is the Vigenere square. Post. Now you have one. Good for you. So now check this junk out. Boom. Now, if tiger is the keyword, which it's not, if tiger is the keyword and the first word of the plain text, that would mean that I would be going to this row T, and a T would cipher, it would cipher to M. It would cipher to M, but we need it to cipher to E. Pick a different keyword. What do you say? Rolls? Balls? Let's try it. If balls is indeed the keyword and the first word, that would mean that we would be doing row B, and then this B would actually become, oh no, it would become a C. Wait, say it again? Paul's? Oh, calls. So you want it to be calls like that. So row C would have a C cipher to an E. Woo! Now here's what you have to realize though. So it could be a C, but it's actually not. Can I tell you why? Okay. Look at the Vigenere square and note that the first word in the ciphertext, or the first letter in the ciphertext, is an E, correct? E's appear on this diagonal, which, yes, the plain text or keyword could start with a C because of that E happening like that. But that's not the only place where E's happen. That is not the only place where E's happen. E's also tend to happen along this diagonal. They also tend to happen around this diagonal as well. What other letter could the keyword start with? F? No, F and F.
I was looking at F and C.
Could be a P. False. Here's my point, though. In terms of the keyword, do you even know how many letters it is? No, that was just a guess. We don't know.
Well, no, it says the first word is
The first word is the key word, but
There's 5 letters in the cipher, so
but that cipher is all broken up 5 letters the whole way across. Look at it again.
that is true.
Yeah. Since it was broken up 5 letters for every single section, you can't assume that it's 5 letters long.
Yeah, when you see, I was like, how do they make every single word 5 letters?
So I have a lot of things to send you today, but I'm going to send you to a website real quick. I'm going to send you to a website real quick to kind of help you out with this, to move this along.
just about 9,000 5-letter words. So
Oh, are there?
yeah,
Nice.
you could manage
Nice.
to make a whole thing out of 5-letter words.
Hold on. I need to reset this thing. How come it's not resetting for me? All right, whatever. Okay, here's what I need you to do. Go to Google. Go to Google and type in Actually, you know what? Maybe I can send you this link. Let me try it one more time. Yeah, there we go. I can send it now. I'm about to send you to a link. Go to your Google Classroom and click that link and go to this particular page. Now, this page is kind of nice. This page is indeed kind of nice. It sets up the Vigenere cipher as long as you know the key word. As long as you know the key word.
There's the problem.
It says decryption method, knowing the key or password, which we'd have to type in right here. It has the word lunar because that was the example that they gave us. It has the alphabet set up, it has decryption set up, but you have to put in your ciphertext right here. So go to that Google document. Go to that Google Doc that I sent you. Highlight the text, copy it, go to that website and paste it. Now, we think we know that keyword either starts with a P or a C. Any guesses? Codes? Let's try it. If I type in codes, watch what happens. This is really nice. If you click the word decrypt, it'll do it to the left. Clearly, that didn't help us. The word codes did not work. Now, according to the Vigenere square that I had on the board earlier, according to this thing, it could either be a P or a C. Again, being that the first word is the key word, that means that the first letter of the phrasing, the first letter of the plain text, ciphered on that particular row. So, like I said, it could be a C or it could be a P. Because the plain text of P ciphers to an E on the P row, and the plain text of C ciphers to an E on the C row. So this could be P or C. Could be. We don't know. What about O? Let's go to the next letter, O in the cipher. See if we can't figure this out. Where on the Vigenere square would you find an O that is on the same row and column, or the row and column header are the same? O is the next letter in the ciphertext. Where on the Vigenere square would you find an O, which, mind you, there are two diagonals to look at. Where would you find an O where the column header and the row header are the same one, or the same letter? H. Yeah, look at that. H to H. Could be an O. I'm sorry, could be an H. Could be a U. And the double Y is going to be the same thing. So, but any ideas as to what the word could be? You know it's not. You think it's going to be a double Z? Let's try it. Hold on. So how do you spell that? Yeah. Like that? Decrypt. It's not Kazo. Clearly that did not work. It could be a P or a C for the first letter. It could be an H or a U for the second letter. You think it's going to be puzzle?
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot. Puzzle. Decrypt. Take a look at the decrypted text on the left side, though. It started off interesting. Let's take a look. Hold on. Let's look at the Vigenere square and the rest of this ciphertext. So the ciphertext starts out what? E-O-Y-Y-W, correct? Starts off E-O-Y-Y-W. So you're telling me that Y has to be a Z, right? Z or an M? Okay. M or a Z. Could be an M or a Z. What about a W? Because for each of these letters, if the first word is the key word, then there's two options for every single one of them. L or a Y? And I heard you guys trying to spell out the word puzzle, right?
Yes.
What are the next few letters of the ciphertext? It starts out E-O-Y-Y-W. What are the next few letters? I-K-A-C-J. Cool. So then I could be an E, because this I right here, or it could be a what? Could be an R. So your puzzle idea still works, but clearly it didn't work on the thing. What can K be? K could absolutely be an S. It could. Let's give it a shot. Let's go back to the Vigenere square decoder online. But it wasn't the word, it wasn't the singular word puzzle. It was the plural word puzzles. Oh, that's an A. Puzzles, decrypt. And then when you do that, that's an ad block thing. When you do that, it says puzzles like humor. What? Have universal appeal and known, and no boundaries. You know what? I'm going to have to write this out and then separate stuff. Yeah. Actually, you know what? No, I could do it like this. Hold on. Check this out. Highlight, copy, word, paste. Let's make this larger. Here we go. Puzzles like humor have universal. Oh, hold on. Universal appeal and no boundaries. No, where'd you go from here?
Cultural education.
Oh, cultural, educational, or other wise people of all ages are attracted to puzzles. But now look at the limited information that they gave you, though. The limited information on this clue, the limited information on this original clue was the only clue that you have is that the first word of the alphabet is also the keyword. So I want you to take some time, and you can bounce some ideas off each other as well. You can use that website that I sent you to, the Vigenere Cipher Decoder website, and I want you to solve numbers 2 and 3. Now, you don't have to write anything out. If you want to like cut and paste things like I just did on Microsoft Word right here, that's perfectly acceptable if you want to do that, because it's easier.
Can you put the Vigenere square
Yeah, that one. Also, I sent that to you as well. Okay.
Go to the whole class. All right, Josh.
So, just for the sake of argument, for those of you that are online, I am going to be checking the live chat. So, if you do have any suggestions or questions as you're working through the second and third Vigenere square challenge problems, please let me know and we can talk about them.
What's the first letter of the plan and ciphertext? It's T for the plan and then ciphertext.
The second T is B.
B. So O goes to T.
It's right. It's look.
What are you trying to point out to me, Josh? You speak louder, Josh, especially if you're trying to make fun of me.
Poor Josh. What does that mean?
Jake, what about you? Let's go.
It's done. Probably.
So, walk me through what you're thinking. So, read the clue one more time.
The only clue you have is that the first word of the plain text is the word Titanic.
So, the plain text, not the keyword, but the plain text.
Yes.
Right? So, again, keep in mind, it's Titanic for the plain text, right? Tell me, what does the ciphertext say?
O Q V T B.
UX. QU. Wait,
Just of Titanic.
Yeah, it's a Q.
Q. So, just to confirm, it should be an O Q V T U X Q. Fair? Okay. And that is the cipher. So you were trying to figure out the keyword so that you can inject this stuff into that website and hopefully knock out the plain text. So you got a fragment. Yes, technically. I know that there are, I can't know how to pronounce it. Was it Kaziski? There's a Kaziski method for guessing certain things.
Well, there's one that's just like knowing a plain text word,
Ah,
which I heard would be a bit cheaty.
I know.
Go for it.
Perfect.
It's for the Germans that are attractive. Woof.
So the T went to an O, which went to a V, the row V. So it could be a V. Is there any other? Yeah, it has to be a V, right? Yeah, the keyword, I'm going to put the keyword in orange, has to be a V. Do the next one. Vigenere.
That word.
I see you there, Sky.
C.
Oh, it's got to be a C? Any guesses as to what the keyword is?
Mixed vapor rough.
See what happens. Here's the thing. We don't know how many letters this is. If you had just ended at the word puzzle and it didn't work, sorry, that keyword doesn't work for number one. It had to be puzzles.
T.
Yeah. Is it Victor? Is it Victory? Is it Victress? Is it Victoria? There wasn't a Victoria on the Titanic. Oh, it should be G? No, it goes U.
Oh, and U.
Yeah.
H.
H? Is it H?
Then to U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I.
P.
P.
And the
Q.
O.
What is this?
It's O.
So it's O, C, Q would go to O?
C.
So what the heck is going on here?
What if we're spelling out like a third word?
I mean, it could be.
They didn't say specifically English.
Also, we don't know how many letters this thing is.
Maybe it's not a word. Maybe it's like one sentence.
Your keyword is your whole sentence.
Hold on, let me go back to the thing right here. It says the only clue that you have is that the first word of the plain text is Titanic. Come on, guys.
What?
You missed a letter in the ciphertext.
You silly willies.
I was like, wait, no, I didn't.
OQV
Logan.
TV
What do you mean, Logan?
UX.
What are you doing, bro?
TVUX.
Logan, come on, man.
What do you mean, Logan?
Logan, your handwriting sucks too.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah.
That let's be and use the person.
Hey, Logan.
All right, well, let's get back to it.
You bad handwriting. Yours is different.
You shut your mouth. I don't want to hear it. Josh.
See what happened when you missed the one letter.
Come on.
So N to V. I. Maybe. And then what about C to X? It starts over at the V again. The key word should just be victim. Let's see what happens. So let's see. Second one right here. Copy, paste. Chris, did it spit out the word victim for you when you tried it?
Tried what?
I thought you were trying some of the other things there.
Oh, yeah. I even tried the one where I randomly did it, and the first one was wrong.
Oh, nice.
So it was.
Let's hear it, Chris.
So again, even though you get this decoding system right here, let's see. Titanic is the third most widely recognized word in the world following God and Coca-Cola.
See, that's why. Everyone, no, everyone.
Wow.
Everyone knows.
So now, the third challenge. They give you nothing. No clues. Good luck for the third challenge. Here's what I'm going to say for the third challenge. I'll bring it up on the screen right here. If you're going to use this website, I would recommend that try not to use any of the other options. Let's see if you can't use some Excel magic to do this thing.
No, we can do it right here. We even need to know it. Yes.
But this right here, I got to get that off of there. What is this? There we go. There's that third challenge for you. Copy. I'm going to put it right in here. Make it a 40 as well. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Here's part of the problem. They don't give you any hints. They don't give you any fragments. They don't tell you anything about the key word.
MEO is just more than once.
Highlight where MOMEO appears more than once.
Not like, yeah,
But MOMEO is the more letters that repeat, the better. Where else do you have any other repetitive?
a lot of moms here. There's a double B.
Hey, don't worry about the double B's. Look for letters of. Actually, get rid of that mom you just highlighted as well. Just worry about things that have like 4 letters or more that repeat. Yeah, get rid of that mom. There you go. But like MOMEO is definitely going to be helpful. What else? I mean, it might be a hint at this thing being 5 letters long. But I do see what you're saying. There's an MOMBB and there's an MOMVB, but that's not really going to help us at the moment.
Yeah, there's like 2 ABs there.
Oh, and there's an MOMLK as well.
Yeah.
Nah, don't do that one because I can find repetition here.
I'm just gonna underline.
Don't worry about the MOMs. Worry about the MOMEOs.
Terrible.
So I'm just looking for going through it a piece at a time, trying to find it. MOMEO does sound like our best option. If we wanted to, we could take all of that information and put it into a spreadsheet like I did before. Let me see here. Get rid of all that. Paste that sucker. I can do this work for you because I'm a little bit more adept at it. There we go. Let's move all of that stuff down. And it'll be a little bit easier once I get past the first couple. But is there any other, if you guys look at your computer screens, do you see any other letter phrases that appear in other forms, Oh, wait, I'm doing something weird here. I just realized the mistake I was making.
What do you know?
How many spaces are between them? No. From the first M in what you circled. You see how you circled 2 things?
Yeah.
In the first M in Mamio to the first M in Mamio the second time you circled it, how many letters did you have to go through? You had to go through 40? Hold on, watch out. So yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Meaning, if this is at 45 spaces, that means that your keyword could be 5 or 9 letters long. Your keyword could be 5 or 9 letters long. Now, what I was about to do on Excel was I was about to space them out into 5 letters in the thoughts that it could be a 5-letter keyword. But what if it's a 9-letter keyword? It would. I mean, you think of the word puzzles, Puzzles, that was a 7-letter keyword. That's all I was trying to say. Is there anything on here that could also be helpful? Which is why I also bring you back to that website. I didn't want you to do it yet. I wanted you to wait until we kind of got to this realization, but check this out. Hold on. Copy, paste. Let's see. There's this thing down here called Vigenere Cryptanalysis Kaczynski's test. If you do that, it won't actually figure out the key word, but look at the left side right there. It's trying to figure out how long the keyword is. It's probably 5 letters. Yeah, probably not any of those. My question is, though, I am just trying to see, did I miss anything in terms of repetition? Yeah, actually.
Wacky.
Isn't that messed up?
I don't think we can see that repetition.
Well, okay. Well, how many spaces are between those moms, the other moms that you found? So 5, 10, 15 for this mom.
So it's 5.
Could still be 5. Yeah, it probably is 5 at this point. And then between this mom and this mom, well, definitely a factor of 5.
50.
Yeah. It's probably that. See, the first goal is to figure out, okay, how long's our keyword? And like I said, it could be 5 or 9, but based on those other moms, it's probably 5. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to continue doing this, but I'm going to send this to you guys, actually. I'm going to send this to you guys once we kind of get this thing going so you can have the opportunity to try this on your own. So I'd like you to try to attack Google Sheets and see if you can't get this to work. I just figured I'd do the legwork right here so that you didn't have to try to separate all these. Although you're probably right, there probably is a much easier way to do this. But I haven't figured it out up to this point. So what I'm going to tell you to do is this. Once I finish this, you guys are going to go back to your Chromebooks. I'm going to send this to you. And you are going to attempt to do a frequency analysis like we did the other day to figure out what that keyword actually is. There we go. I'll center it. Boom. Let me copy that, put that into a Google Sheet for you guys. And you guys are going to attack this thing with ferocity. Paste. There we go. What are you doing there?
Trying to see your schmeckles.
Of course. So I'm also going to send this to you guys from the Google Drive. Come on. There it is. Make a copy before you attack this. Post. Let's get to work. You guys are going to have to run a frequency analysis like we did the other day, where you're going to have to do that whole count if thing to determine how many letters are appearing within each of those rows. And if you can do a frequency analysis against that regular alphabet that you had the other day, you can do this. Attack it. Let's see who's going to win it first. Now, I'll tell you the truth. I actually don't know what the keyword is. What? It is? And how'd you do that so quickly? Don't do it off the site.
No, but you literally said.
Ah!
Smart man. Yes, Jake. No, that's how we win. That's how we beat Mr. Marky, guys.
Cheat.
It's not cheating.
You used that recent analysis thing. I clicked on it and then it just said like a possible keyword was think on the side, and then I actually read through what it was.
We use that research. I knew what you said.
Touche.
Actual words popped up.
Do we hit or do we just?
Hold on, let's say, hold on. What did you click on?
Yeah, what you're on right now.
Yeah, no, I know. What did you click on?
I clicked on you frit.
Yeah, I did. I did that, and I got me this.
I'm sure you mind.
Well, hold on. Did you click on this?
I clicked on it.
Hey, this on the side
no,
right?
click on automatic.
See, it says there.
Oh.
Maybe that.
Y'all
That's
missed
what
it.
I was
Oh, that's what that does?
Y'all
There you
are-
Oh.
Y'all done.
No.
Big thing.
You have foiled me.
You never said don't press it, so.
Yeah.
I should have never shown you that website.
There's a popular theory
Dang.
that
Yes. Got it.
That an elephant can be lucky. there are people who have. Wait, who have what? There are people who have you drawn. Wait, no.
There is.
Who have you draw an elephant when entering their house? They are nuts. Yes. Now that you've earned a trip to the bathroom. All right. Well, at the very least, because that was the thing. It's like I didn't think I'd actually have time to show you the Hill cipher, but now I think I actually could. The Hill cipher is not that bad, but we'll get into it when Josh comes back.
Are there any clues in it?
Clues in what?
The Hill cipher?
No, you'll see. You have to use a calculator to get that thing done. Yeah. I've been trying to get the thing done using Excel, but Excel has not been cooperating with me with matrices for some reason.
What about Google Sheets?
Same thing, same issue.
Because they're basically like the same thing, kind of.
Kind of. It's like you are you familiar with what a matrix looks like?
Yeah, it's maybe if I see it again, I'll tell you.
No.
If I probably see it again, I will.
It's like a grid of numbers. And the idea is like matrix multiplication. A grid of numbers times another grid of numbers is supposed to result in like, what we want. Either it be the plain text or the ciphertext numbers. But the problem is with Excel and Google Sheets is that it's only producing a single number for me when it's supposed to give me an array of numbers. I'm still working those details out. What's that? Yeah.
Would you open the door and close it and come back?
He just stood in front of the fan. I stood in front of the fan.
He's destroying my cube.
Okay.
You can go back to get it.
Anyway, so just for the sake of argument, in terms of Vigenere squares. No, I don't. No, I don't. Not at all. But the general idea that I was kind of hoping for was that we would do the whole like frequency analysis and create a chart of these different things. But yes, of course, there are websites that can do that for us. Big computer brains. I think the general idea that Liston was kind of thinking of was the fact that not everyone would have a computer, you know, when he was doing stuff like that. Yeah, we do live in the 21st century. So I'm not going to fault you for that. Now, keep in mind, in terms of what you guys will eventually be responsible for on, let's say, like exams and whatnot, I'm not going to have you do like a half an hour like Google Sheet demonstration on how to solve a Vigenere square. That's not what I'm going to have you do. Well, no, I'm not going to have you cheat, but it's going to be similar to like kind of what we did for the first two challenges. The first two challenges, you really do have to kind of like maneuver around the information that they give you, you know. In fact, I wonder if the first two challenges could be solved just as simply using that website. Oh, let me go back to the second one.
He said puzzles didn't work, but he's silly because he didn't read it.
Okay, so here is this one, automatic decryption. Victim. Ah! Do you know what this website is doing, though, when it gets you that answer? No, they're not guessing. They're actually running the same frequency analysis that we did the other day.
No, they just did what we did. They drew the lines and everything.
Right. So let me do it with number one. Let me see what happens with number one here. Automatic. Oh, look at that. They messed up.
Oh, yeah, but you could like just pretty much just guess.
No, that's really interesting, though, that they would mess up like that.
I mean, I think it's enough, but no, maybe, I don't know.
See, I thought it was in order of most of likelihood.
Control of puzzles, see if they actually got it right.
Oh, good call. No, they didn't.
Darn.
Yeah.
So, maybe there's more.
More what?
More, there is more.
Oh yeah, there's a ton more. Yeah,
Puzzles,
but they didn't come up with puzzles. That's so weird that they didn't.
The first page, at least.
Yeah, decrypt. There's the puzzles. That's crazy. Now, Josh, while you were out, I said that like I wasn't anticipating getting to the Hill cipher today, but I am prepped to show you guys what it is. You know, but before we actually do that, this website kind of did remind me of something. Do you guys know what geocaching is?
Yes. Yes. What do you have? Alright, so my brother does it, but I don't know what it is. No.
Hold on.
The other. No, right back. Out.
Okay, I'm gonna log in. I think this is my login. No, it's not. Let me log in with Google and see if that works.
Marky, if you're about to say I can actually get money from this, then I'll.
No, not gonna get money from this. Let me see if this password works.
I already got the money.
Oh, here we go. So we have a family account. We have a family account that we set up, and we found like a bunch of stuff. Obviously, we've been doing this for about 5 or 6 years. But like geocaching is like a worldwide like treasure hunt almost, right? Where let me
National treasure.
kinda, yeah. Like let me view the map here.
Find some.
So like for example, let me allow this thing to know our location, right? This is where we are at Barnegat High School, right? It's where we are at Barnegat High School. Now, this map is looking over Barnegat itself. So now, for example, this is right on. Oh, it's in the Mason Cemetery, right off of Burr Street and West Bay Avenue.
That's digging some graves.
Yeah. No, it's not about digging graves.
I don't believe it.
Come on.
What is cash prize?
No. It's not cash like in money. It's like cash like in geocache. But like this one's really cool because we actually found this one in a tree. We found this one in a tree. That was kind of nice. They have like random ones like this one we weren't able to find, which is like whatever. But like we've been trying. You see all the smiley faces? Those are the ones that we found around town.
What was it that you got? Like, what did you find?
Sometimes you'll find like a little capsule, like a mini capsule of like where it's just a piece of paper that you can put your name on it, but then you can like register online that you found it. Or sometimes they're like larger things, like that's not us. Like we found stuff with like ammo cases and stuff like that you got to open and things of that nature.
People who run this, like they go on and put that stuff there.
It's not just people who run it. Like literally, if you sign up for the website, you could do one.
Marky, was there ammo in there? Because that's worth its weight in.
No, that's not the point though. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to like just take whatever you find. You can sometimes they do have a system of like take something, leave something. Like somebody left a little prize here. I can take the little prize and then I leave something in its place. That's kind of like the honor system that goes along with it. Sometimes there are clues that lead you to other locations. For example, one time I did this up at, you guys know where Jake Branch Park is off Double Trouble Road? Okay. We went in there, we were in the woods, we were searching for one. We found it. It was on the back of like a fake piece of tree bark. And on the back of that piece of tree bark were GPS coordinates. And we had to find where the GPS coordinates were somewhere else in the park in order to find that next part of the clue. It was insane, In New York City, let me go to New York City. This is actually, my wife and I are such nerds. This is kind of what we want to do. But I told her, I'm like, listen, we are going, search this area. We're going to go to New York City one day on like a Friday. We'll go on a Friday and we'll buy the premium app because you see like a bunch of these circles are like grayed out. You actually have to buy the monthly service in order to do that or purchase a monthly service. But what I was kind of hoping for was like we'll basically knock out a ton of New York City geocaches on like a Saturday morning and afternoon, and then stay in a hotel on Friday, and then we'll knock this whole thing out all Saturday, and then come home that night.
Just wrote it for everyone else to take them all.
No, we won't take them all.
Take everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, unreal.
It's the honor system.
Anyway.
I'm a pirate.
But that's kind of what we want to do, and it'd be a lot of fun because there's a ton in like watch. I'll search this area, Central Park. We'll come in here in Central Park alone. Just insane. And there's little hints right here. Like this one says it all starts at the Engineers Gate. What does that mean? I don't know. Just a bunch of fun stuff. But anyway, Sometimes they can be little treasure hunts like National Treasure, but, you know, that's besides the point. Okay. I want to introduce to you the Hill cipher. But in order to do that, I am going to have to show you how to use a matrix. So if you would, on your Chromebooks, you don't have to take out any notebooks, but on your Chromebooks, you all have a calculator that you can open up. Graphing calculator, I should say. Do that now. Open up that graphing calculator. I'll do the same thing actually right here with this one, because I want to use the similar interface that you have. Come on. There we go. I'm going to clear mine out. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to. Boom. Okay. If you look along the left side of your calculator, the left column, you have the word matrix, correct? In blue. If you hit second in that button, it should bring you to this screen. Do you have the same interface that I do? Okay. Second, and then it's like an X to the negative first button, and it should bring you to this screen. This is your matrix function on the calculator. In the first, you see at the top where it says names, math, and edit?
Yes.
Names, math, and edit. Names are the literal names of the matrices, A through whatever. Don't worry about that. Go over to the word edit. Go over to the word edit. And hit enter on the first option for A. And we're going to make a 2x2 matrix. You have this similar interface as well still? Cool. And in that matrix, I am going to put in the numbers 1, 9, 1, 2. There we go. The way that this would generally look, is something like this if you were to write it on paper. 4 numbers kind of floating around in brackets. Oh, I should move that because I literally drew it directly on the glare for those online. I apologize. It would look something like that. Now, this is a 2x2 matrix. 2x2 in the sense that it has 2 rows and 2 columns. I could technically create any size matrix I want. Hold on, I can create any size matrix I want. There is a mathematical way of actually multiplying matrices. So for the sake of argument, I'm going to create another matrix in just a moment. But let's just say that this were my key. Let's call it my key, because I'm actually going to show you how to cipher something. And I'm going to let 1912 be my key. And let's say that I want to encipher the name Alan. I want to encipher the name Alan. I want to encipher it. I want to encode it. But in order to do that, first I am going to convert the name Alan into numbers, the way that we have been doing the past several weeks. And just like a Playfair cipher, I'm actually going to split these into 2-letter pairs. There's a very special rule when it comes to multiplying matrices, which I'm going to get into the details of when we get to our notes, which I'm not going to get to the notes today, just for the sake of argument. I don't want to write anything down. I just want you guys to get used to this. Tell me, what size matrix did I just make right here? How many rows and how many columns? 2 rows, 1 column. This is a 2x1 matrix, and this is a 2x1 matrix, correct? 2 rows, 1 column. You always go row by column. See, I can take one at a time, these 2 matrices, and actually multiply them by my key. Let's see what happens. So in your calculator, hit second and that X inverse button one more time to come back to this screen. And then let's go over to the word edit. I'm going to go down to matrix B. Matrix B. Leave matrix A alone. Leave matrix A alone. And create a 2x1 matrix. And you can see the size of that matrix is the same as what I wrote on the board. And I'm going to type in 0, 11. I'm going to go back to that matrix function one more time. I'm going to hit second X inverse, go over to edit, go down to matrix C, and I'm going to make a 2x1 matrix and put in 0, 13. For now, those are the only matrices that we need to program, for now. Because obviously, if you had a longer message, this would be a bit crazy. This is why I've been trying to figure out how to do this on Excel, but so far my efforts have been fruitless. But once I do, I'm going to let you guys know. But this is still a good introduction to matrices regardless. Now watch what's going to happen. You know how to quit back to your home screen, by the way? Do you know how to get back to the home screen on the calculator? Where it's just like blank like this? Not on matrices per se. I mean, when you're inside of a matrix, maybe not. You should hit second mode. Second mode. Because if I'm inside a matrix like this, if I'm like right here and I hit clear, look what happens. Yeah, it's stuck. If I go down here to like the, oh, hold on, that's a 1. There we go. If I'm in right there in a 3, or I'm sorry, inside the matrix right here, nothing's going to happen. So you actually have to hit second mode. Here's what I'm going to do. Second X inverse A times second X inverse B. Look what just happened. I took that key, which was matrix A, there's matrix A, and I multiplied it by the A and the L in the name Alan. And it spit out 99 and 22. Let's do the same thing for A and C. Do the same thing for A and C. If I do the same thing for A and C, second X inverse A times second X inverse C, it spits out these two numbers. 117 and 26. Ooh. How do I convert those back to letters? Mod 26. You got to mod 26 them. Technically, 22 is already mod 26. It's already simplified. What would 26 become? It'd become 0. So let me see what happens here. I'm going to do the 99 minus 26. Boom, boom, boom. Becomes a 21. And then the 117 would become... Oop, come on. 13. So this would actually become a 21. And this would actually become a 13. And this would actually become a 0. What are the letters for 21 and 22? T is 19, correct? Yeah. So U, V, W. Alan would become V, W, N, A. I want you to notice a couple things about this. There are 2 A's in the name Alan, but look what they ciphered to become. 2 different letters. Yeah, they ciphered to become 2 different letters. That's kind of insane. It really is. And it all happens with this little key matrix right here. Now, I made a little 2x2 key matrix. Your key matrix could be a 3x3 if you wanted it to be. Make it whatever size you want. Typically, a square matrix is best. But keep in mind, the larger that you make the matrix, the more difficult it would become to remember the key. Do you know why I chose these numbers for the key?
Because those are the numbers in the plain text. Those are the ones you have to center off with.
That's the year that Alan Turing was born. There's a movie about that. Yeah, he was born in 1912. Oh. Oh, 1917.
Oh, that's the one. I thought it was 1912.
No.
Always 5 years off.
Goodness gracious. Who who won the World Series in 1912?
Oh,
What do you mean, oh?
then that one thing, for sure.
Google it. It's the Boston Red Sox. The Cubs won the World Series in 07 and 08.
Good afternoon. As a reminder, it's beautiful outside and all outdoor locations will be open. So after you get escorted down to the cafeteria or the gym or the library, we do encourage students to take advantage of the nice weather outside. Have a great day. Go Bengals.
Go Bengals. Now, the interesting thing about enciphering something through matrices and the fact that they're using modular arithmetic, it becomes a little bit tricky to have to decode this thing. There is a system within matrices where you actually are able to do what is known as an inverse. Because remember before when we did the affine ciphers, eventually we had to divide by something, but we couldn't because we'd get decimals. So we had to find a multiplicative inverse. We have to do something similar for matrices, but that's a lesson for another day. The whole point of today was to be able to take a key matrix, program in some of these letter pairs, and be able to knock out a ciphertext, which I'm going to give you some more letters in a moment that we're going to try. Now, here's the thing. I made a 2x2 matrix, meaning you can only encipher them 2 letters at a time. If I made a 3x3 matrix, you could encipher it 3 letters at a time. If you made a 5x5 matrix, you can encipher it 5 letters at a time. Again, the problem is the larger, how many numbers are in a 5x5 matrix? There's 25 numbers to remember then. That's kind of difficult. Yeah, but if you made it like, 1912 or something like that, might be a bit easier. I mean, you don't have to make it 1912. These numbers could be 2-digit numbers if you wanted them to be. Keep them under 26, though.
Could I have a 3-digit number?
We'll keep them under 26. Yeah. So let's try it with a couple other letters. Let's say that let's say it kept going and we wanted to do Turing. By the way, what would happen if I had a single letter? Yeah, throw in an X or a random letter, whatever you want. Whatever you want it to be. But you got to have them in letter pairs. So T, and I know is 19. There's 20. 17. What is I? B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. It's 8. You're right. It's 8. Then this would be 6, and this would be 13. Now, you don't have to do this. I want you to visually look at this. Visually look at me when I do this. Hold on, that's VWNA. So hold on. VWNA. I'm going to do Turing in just a moment. But watch what I'm about to do right here with Turing. Just watch, because I'm going to type this in rather swiftly. If I go back to this matrix, I could just edit this matrix very quickly. I could make this matrix a 19 and a 20. I could go back and I could redo this calculation for matrix A times matrix B. Boom, that becomes a 199 and a 59. I got to put that somewhere. I'll put it right here. So 199 and a 59. I'm going to actually edit those, actually. 199 minus, get rid of that. A little bit. Be 17, really. So 17, I said 59? Okay. Should be 7. So someone write this on the board for me, actually. It'd be a lot easier if someone wrote this on the board. All right, cool. Underneath the 19 and the 20, underneath the 19 and the 20, put a 17 and a 7. And what is 17 as a letter, guys? No, you don't have to put in that. Or you don't have to put in that. Yeah, 17 and a 7. What are those letters? Oh, it's a R and H. So write R and H at the bottom. R and H at the bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to go back here, go to edit. I'm going to make this a 17 and an 8 because those are the next two letters. I'm going to redo this multiplication times matrix B. Boom. 89 and 33. Don't do anything yet. 89 and 33. Write down 11 and 7. So what's 11? Oh, it's L and H. LH. Cool. Do LH. And then matrix here, I'm going to change that to a 13 and a 6. I'm going to redo this calculation. Matrix A, matrix B. It's a 67 and a 25. It really should be a 15 and a 25. Write down 15 and 25. What is 15 as a letter? I think it's P, right? P and Z. P and Z. P and Z. That's it. That's all good. Thank you. Because now I can do this. No! Give me that and that. There we go. So what ends up happening is Alan Turing becomes VWNARHLHPZ. But I'm saying now, not only can the A's, look at the A's in Alan, go to different letters, but now look at the U and the I in Turing, go into the same letter. It's very similar to a Vigenere square, where it's like, what the heck is going on with that? But with the Vigenere square, you only have 26 straight up alphabets to choose from. In the affine cipher, we were able to increase that to 300 different alphabets. But now with matrix multiplication, oh, dude, I haven't even done the math on this. You're talking thousands and thousands of different types of alphabets that you could now choose from. No, I'm just saying thousands and thousands for now. It's just increasing the number of alphabets that are just scrambled and mixed up. And the only thing that you would then have to know, the only thing that you would have to memorize is the method and the key. And then you can encipher anything. Now, in terms of deciphering it, that's not for today. Deciphering involves a bit of inverse work that we are going to do on Monday. Okay, I'm going to get off the live stream now because I'm going to have to walk you guys down to lunch. It's beautiful outside, especially when Josh leaves the cafeteria, or leaves the library without me looking. Huh? What? No, you're not. No, you're not. My eyes. Huh? My eyes.
In the court of law, will that hold up?
Yes, you know why? When it comes to word against word, typically it is just like, word against word is just like, whatchamacallit? I can't even think, circumstantial, you know? But I have a history of truth-telling and professionalism. What do you have?
I am a teenager. That's about
Yo, Josh.
Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to sign off.
The West, it did it.
Yo.
First one.
What are you talking about?
If